Greetings, I'm Lady Heather, and I'm excited to be performing at NorWesCon 43, the first virtual con. The literary basis of this con inspired my set list, which is composed of my favorite songs influenced by literature and includes 2 original compositions as well. My first number is from Aladdin, which is part of a centuries-old story within a story called 1001 Nights, aka Arabian Nights. This is a collection of Middle Eastern folklore passed down verbally and finally written down, which makes it difficult to put a date on, but it was first translated into English in 1706. The heroine, Scheherazade, is married to a murderous king who kills his new wives one day after wedding them. To save her life, she spins a story every night, and Aladdin is many of such stories. Famous tales from this book also include Sinbad the Sailor and Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. This song may be familiar to you from both Disney Aladdin movies. I now give you my rendition of my favorite song inspired by 1001 Nights. Well, Ali Baba had them 40 thieves, Scheherazade had 1,000 tales. But mister, you're in luck, 'cause up my sleeve I got a brand of magic that never fails. You got some power in your corner now, some heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how. See, all you gotta do is rub that lamp and I'll see. Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your old ass, sheltered sound. You ain't never had a friend like me, no, no, no. Life is your restaurant and I'm your maitre d'. You ain't never had a friend like me. Yes, sir, we pride ourselves on service. You're the boss, the king, the shah. Say what you wish, it's yours, your dish. How about a little more baklava? Have some of column A, try all of column B. I'm in the mood to help you, dude. You ain't never had a friend like me. Whoa, yeah. Can your friends do this? Can your friends do that? Can your friends pull this out their little hat? Can your friends go poof? Well, looky here. Can your friends go abracadabra, let her rip, and then make a sucker disappear? So don't just sit there slack-jaw, buggy-eyed. I'm here to answer all your midday prayers. You got me bona fide and certified. You got a genie for your charged affairs. I'm in a powerful mood to help you out. So what you want, I really want to know. You got a list that's 3 miles long, no doubt, but all you gotta do is rub like so. Mr. Aladdin, sir, have a wish or 2 or 3. I'm on the job, you big nabob. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. You ain't never had a friend like me. Andrew Lloyd Webber's famous musical Cats premiered in London's West End in 1981 and is based on T.S. Eliot's 1939 poetry collection, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Pretty much all of the musical songs come from this feline-based verses in this book, with the exception of Memory, which is based on another Eliot poem, Rhapsody on a Windy Night. Ironically, this is the musical's most famous song, now presented for your listening enjoyment. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement. Has the moon lost her memory? She is smiling alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collect at my feet. And the wind begins to moan. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember a time I knew what happiness was. let the memory live again. Every street seems to beat a fatalistic warning. Someone mutters and a street lamp gutters, and soon it will be morning. Daylight, I must wait for the sun to rise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin. Burnt out ends of smoky days, the pale cold stench of morning. A street lamp dies, another night is over, another day is dawning. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me all alone with my memory of my days in the sun. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day has begun. Oliver Twist, or The Parish Boy's Progress, is Charles Dickens' second novel and was first published as a serial from 1837 to 39, which depicted workhouses and their devastating effects on the poor. Dickens was only 12 when his father was imprisoned for debt, and a law required that the poor live in workhouses and work as forced labor, so the young author had to leave school and work in a boot factory to help his family survive. Concurrently, the Beer House Act of 1830 loosened the regulations and laws governing the brewing and sale of beer and ale, and the pub became a social meeting place for the lower classes. This next song finds us in one such establishment. Pay close attention to the lyrics and see if you can find your papa. There's a little ditty that's singing in the city, especially when they've been on the gin or the beer. If you've got the patience, your own imagination will tell you just exactly what you want to hear. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear papa. Mr. Percy Snodgrass would often have the odd glass, but never when he thought anybody could see. Secretly he'd buy it and drink it on the quiet and dream he was an owl with a girl on each knee. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. What is the cause of his red shiny nose? Could it be papa? Pretty little Sally goes walking down the alley, displays her pretty ankles to all of the men. They could see be her goddess, but not for free and gratis. An angel too, and then she knows when to say when. Papa, papa, that's how it goes. Papa, papa, everyone knows. Whether it's hidden or whether it shows, it's the same room, papa. She was from the country, but now she's up a country. She let her fella beat her and lead her along. What's the use of crying? She's made her bed to lie in. She's glad to bring the coin in and join in the song. Boom, papa, that's how it goes. Boom, papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear papa. There's a little ditty they're singing in the city, especially when they've been on the gin or the beer. If you've got the patience, your own imagination will tell you just exactly what you want to hear. Papa, that's how it goes. Papa, everyone knows. They all suppose what they want to suppose when they hear papa. In 1994, I begged my parents to let me go see Interview with a Vampire, and my parents' reply was, read the book and you can go see the movie. So, of course, I read the whole Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice, including the first book, written in 1976, which the movie is titled after. This performance is a world premiere of this Lady Heather original. It's written from the point of view of Claudia, a woman turned into a vampire as a child and trapped in a young body. This song is about the power she finds she has over Louis and Lestat, and also the power all women discover they have over men. As cold as death, all alone, trapped inside, left to roam. Keeps to himself, never tells, at my side, beneath my spell. Dark angel of the night, you are mine. Afraid, too scared to wonder why. Timid and shy, believes all my lies. The time is nigh, ne'er before. Stay with me forevermore. Dark angel of the night, you are mine. Graduate is a 1963 novella by Charles Webb, who wrote it shortly after graduating from Williams College. It tells the story of Benjamin Braddock, who, while pondering his future after graduation, has an affair with the older Mrs. Robinson, the wife of his father's business partner. The song was originally titled Mrs. Roosevelt and had absolutely nothing to do with the plot of the movie. It was a tribute to Eleanor Roosevelt and the passing of a more innocent era. After Simon and Garfunkel unsuccessfully pitched 2 songs for the movie, they pitched Mrs. Roosevelt. When the director realized that the title had the same number of syllables as Mrs. Robinson, he asked Simon to change the title, and the song Mrs. Robinson was born. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. We'd like to know a little bit about you for our files. We'd like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Sit all around the grounds until you feel at home. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, 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 hey. Hiding in a hiding place where no one ever goes. Put it in your pantry with your cupcakes. It's a little secret, just a Robinson's affair. Most of all, you've got to hide it from the kids. Cuckoo-cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, 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 hey. Sitting on a sofa on a Sunday afternoon, going to a candidate's debate. Laugh about it, shout about it when you've got to choose. Everywhere you look at it, you lose. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio, when nation turns its lonely eyes to you? Ooh, what's that you say, Mrs. Robinson? Jolting Joe has left and gone away. Hey, hey, hey. The 1910 novel The Phantom of the Opera is by Gaston Leroux. There is much speculation about the truth of the story, with tales that the Phantom is based upon a man named Eric who was born in a small village in Normandy with a horribly disfigured face, so his parents abandoned him to the circus when he was 8. Once grown, he trained in architecture and wore a cape and mask to cover his distortion. He was signed on as one of the contractors that built the new Paris Opera House. Further stories that bring truth to this book are records of a counterweight used to hold up a chandelier falling through the roof of the Paris Opera House in 1896 and killing someone. Also, when breaking ground for the Palace Garnier, there was a large amount of water engineers had to deal with, not by making a lake, but by pumping out the water. And there was an opera star that was kidnapped. On his deathbed, LaRue maintained that his opera ghost really did exist and that everything in the novel was true.
Those who have seen your face draw the fear. I am the mask you wear. It's me here. Your spirit and my voice in one combine. The
The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle was published in 1968. This book was adapted into the 1982 movie with a screenplay written by Beagle himself and animated by Topcraft, predecessor to Studio Ghibli. This song is another Lady Heather original written with John Jolly. It ponders the perspective of Prince Lear after falling in love with Lady Amalthea and being abandoned by her when she turned back into a unicorn. This is intertwined with some of my own experiences with unrequited love at a young age that I imagine many can relate to. Cold December morning, as I lay in bed, endless echoes in my mind repeat the words I read. I curl to the windowsill, watching all the world stand still. Snow lays on the ground, wishing you were here by me to end all of my misery. Lost the love I'd found, and the sun never shines again. The world never laughs again. The seas will be parted for all time, and the stars never shine the same. But the downfall of eternal rain in the darkness forever I'll remain. Out on the horizon, the sky grows dim. Darkness envelops my loneliness, feeling dead within. Wonder where you are tonight. Wonder who you're holding tight. Don't they know you're mine? It all happened so suddenly. Yesterday you were in love with me. Oh, is that just a lie? I try to walk, but I feel so weak, so choked up that I can't speak, and I collapse to the floor. Longingly I scream out your name, cold inside, so full of pain. With tears I will cry forevermore, and the sun never shines again. The world never laughs again. The seas will be parted for The short novel Goodbye to Berlin from 1939 by Christopher Isherwood was so popular it was made into John Van Druten's 1951 play I Am Camera. This was turned into the musical Cabaret in '66 and then the iconic 1972 film starring Liza Minnelli. Isherwood had specifically relocated to Berlin in order to pursue his life as an openly gay man and to enjoy the city's jazz-age cabarets. Ironically, this community was a culture that Hitler was initially a part of, but after numerous art school rejections, he seems to have changed sides. Goodbye to Berlin details the pre-Hitler Weimar Republic as it falls apart and the repercussions to this community. Described by Mia Sparrow as revealing the historical, cultural, political, and social conditions in the 1930s Europe that made the continent ripe for disaster. I now want to share my favorite song inspired by this work, Cabaret. A very upbeat piece with a dark message, as indeed, what good is sitting alone in your room? What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, oh chum. Come to the cabaret. Put down the knitting, the book and the broom. It's time for a holiday. Life is a cabaret, oh chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow your horn. Start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. What good's admitting some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away? Life is a cabaret, oh chum. It's only a cabaret. I used to have a girlfriend known as Elsie, with whom I shared 4 sordid rooms in Chelsea. She wasn't what you'd call a blushing flower. As a matter of fact, she rented by the hour. The day she died, the neighbors came to snicker. Well, that's what comes with too much pills and liquor. But when I saw her laid out like a queen, she was the happiest corpse I'd ever seen. I think of Elsie to this very day. I remember how she turned to me and said, what good is sitting all alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, oh chum. It's only a cabaret. And as for me, oh, as for me, I made my mind up back in Chelsea. When I go, I'm going like Elsie. Start by admitting from cradle to tomb, it isn't that long a stay. Life is a cabaret, oh chum. It's only a cabaret, oh chum. And I love a Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is based on the Coat of Many Colors story of Joseph from the Bible's Book of Genesis. After the widely successful Jesus Christ Superstar by composer Andrew Lloyd Webber and lyricist Tim Rice, this musical was released in the US as a sequel. I have been in this show 3 times, and every single time I have been the narrator. While this is a big part and it is fun, I always wanted to be Joseph so I could feel ways about stuff. In keeping with our gender fluid times, I now give you my first Joseph. I closed my eyes, drew back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping, but the world was sleeping. Any dream will do. I wore my coat with golden lining, bright colors shining, wonderful and new. And in the east, the dawn was breaking, and the world was waking. Any dream will do. A crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness, I was left alone. May I return to the beginning, the light is dimming, and the dream is true. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. A crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness, I was left alone. May I return to the beginning, the light is dimming, and the dream is true. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. The Never-Ending Story is a fantasy novel by German writer Michael Ende, published in 1979. The first English translation was published in 1983. The novel was later adapted into several films. Ende has dismissed both the 1984 film and the 1990 sequel as gigantic, melodramatic, made of kitsch, commerce, plush, and plastic. But we all love it anyways. As a reference to the film and its title, this song has no distinctive beginning nor an end. While many songs fade out, the never-ending story not only fades out but fades in, thus making it never-ending, just like the Oren. Turn around, look at what you see. your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere, written in the light. And there upon the pages is the answer to our never-ending story. Never-ending story. Reach the stars, fly a fantasy. In your hands, the mirror of your dreams. Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold behind the clouds. And there upon a rainbow is the answer to our never-ending story. Never-ending story. Story. Never-ending story. Show no fear, for she may fade away. In your hands, the birth of a new day. Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold behind the clouds. And there upon a rainbow is the answer to our never-ending story. Never-ending story.